Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Into the Core podcast with myself, Linda. Today, I'm joined by a super amazing, ultra talented, and I have to say thank you to one of my old good friend buddies for introducing us to each other. And guess what? It's another Murithi, another week. So it's been a 2 for 2 Murithi week. So last week we had Mercy Murithi from, she's a sommelier. And now we have Lucy Murithi, who is a business entrepreneur based out of Canada. And we're going to get into her, but you know what we do. Before we get into it, we have to start with our beautiful intro. Into the core.
Get into it.
All good things in Africa and beyond. Into the core.
Into the core.
Into the core.
Into the core.
Into the core. All good things in Africa and beyond. And today, welcome to Into the Core, Lucy. It is so great to chat with you.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Just the opportunity to connect, and I almost feel like I'm in Kenya with you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, you're most welcome. Hold on, I can hear the fan still going. Bugger, there we go. Sorry. The great things about podcasts is that you just have to keep it real. So we're just keeping it real. All right. So Lucy has been an amazing person who I love the volume of your hair. Let me just start there. Stunning. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are the wigs, like for me, these are the wigs that my friends go out and look for. They're just like, yeah, it's puffy and everything. Can you please show everybody that that's your real hair?
The truth is when you see the grays.
Yeah, but how do you know you haven't put things in the middle over there?
Okay,
Yeah,
guys. Let's do
it.
You want to see
Yeah,
my
we want to see.
Yeah.
What is it? There. My gosh, gorgeous. See how I made you dishevel your hair? But it's so beautiful because the one thing that I do love, I was looking at your hair and I was like, my gosh, beautiful, gorgeous, just to the point.
Stunning. You so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I think the first thing I would say is that.
Did you share our link with somebody?
My sister. Oh, she's on? Oh.
I could see her. All right, Wanja, you're going to have to wait. That's Wanja?
Yes, that's Wanja. I'm
like, who's that? I'm about to ban her from the studio. And then I was like, wait a second, let me just find out. So before I bring her on, so Wanja, you'll just have to wait for a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Oh, she's gone. So let's talk about your product. When did you and how did you decide to have, and to create like a product just based on accentuating your curls?
So like most of us, growing up, I had a perm, right? And up till 2017, I wore my perm. I love my perm because it's what we knew and it's how we knew to manage our hair. But with my second child, when I was pregnant in 2017, it got to a place where I was like, you know what? You hear it all the time. During your pregnancy, perming, retouching, those chemicals actually do go into your body. And with my first child, I'd had fibroids. And
Mm-hmm.
not that there's any relation, but in my mind, I was thinking, you know what, anything that complicates anything, I do not want, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I made the decision. I said, you know what, I'm going to cut my hair and I will start
Mm-hmm.
from nothing. So I actually did my big chop in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that was it. And you know, you kind of start with your perm, then you kind of go shorter and shorter, and at the end of it, I actually was much shorter than yours. Um, and then at that point, you do that, and then you kind of ask yourself, now what? Okay, now it looks like this. What am I supposed to do next? And there's not that there's no information. There is information, but it's unclear. There's no way that I'm connecting with that information. So I'd walk into our beauty supply stores, massive products. Do I pick this one? Do I pick this one? How do I know what I need? How do I know what I don't need? So it really just all began
Right.
as experimentation of purchasing stuff. I knew exactly the visual or the image of what I wanted to look like. But it also came from that African American look because I'd lived in the States. But my hair is natural. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
4C, kinky, coily. So I never thought that I could actually have beautiful, voluminous hair. I am one who believes in putting out your vision out there. So I actually used to have a picture of what I wanted my hair to look like. And it actually did happen.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And that's where it all began. So by 2018, I had started engaging into figuring out, you know, so I did a lot of DIYs. I would make stuff in the house. I'd make stuff in the house. And then I got kind of serious about it when I saw, you know what, this is actually working. My hair is actually growing. And this is 5 years of growth. It is, you know, if you've seen any of our Instagram, it's all the way down here. So there is proof that if you find the right products, if you take care of your hair, and if you actually just simply know what you're doing, if healthy hair is what you want, it will happen. If it's just whatever it is that you're looking for, you just need to know how to get there. And that's how I began.
And I love that. I mean, like, to a certain extent, I'm thinking to myself, I was like, really, this can work. It can work. And then, you know, you were gracious enough to send me your product, which I tried for the first time this morning. Thank God it got here in time. And I have to say that even the wash was, I mean, so it felt very luxury in my head, you know, because when you're spending time and you're on your hair and you're trying to, you know, and I did exactly what you said, you know, you're just trying to pull out the kinks and everything, and you're trying to get it untangled and pull the curls up. I mean, like, it was such a defining moment, because when I came out, honestly, like walking to my room, my nanny was like, I didn't know your hair was that long. I was like, neither did I, man. We need to go and have a moment in the bedroom right now when we get ready, because I was just like, what? And your leave-in conditioner. Yeah, gorgeous, amazing. For sure, I'm gonna keep track. So today was day one, for sure, and it doesn't feel as dry. Remember, I told you that it felt dry, neglected. It felt just very all over the place, like, you know. And my hair is just like, so who is she? Who have you introduced us to? And I'm just like, yeah, yeah.
Curls defined.
So, okay, so talk to me about the whole mud element, the clay element of washing your hair, because that was such an experience for me. I mean, like, really.
Okay, yeah, sure. So for the brand, and what really differentiates us is our mud wash. So the mud wash is actually a paste, and there is no other brand out there that carries a mud wash. So what the mud wash actually will do is it will, as soon as it touches the water and your hair, it actually creates what we call weight density. So our natural African hair tends to coil back in and mat into our scalp. And when that happens, your hair then shrinks, and really figuring out how to detangle it becomes then the challenge, which is what most of us are struggling with. So at the first step, when you're shampooing, your hair is actually retracting and going tighter into the coil. So by the time you get to your second and third step, which is either a conditioner or a styler, you're trying to now remove all that density and pull it down. So, but with the wash, what it actually does, it removes the weight density from the root and elongates the hair. So as you're washing your hair, like your nanny said, it doesn't shrink back. And because of that, it lengthens out. And then the coils, once they're lengthened out, they attach to one another. They kind of spring together and join each other and clump. And that's now where you begin to get your curl definition. And the curl definition is based on your natural hair. So like if you have a coilier, tighter coil, then your coil will be tighter, right? And for those who don't have necessarily curly hair, what it does is adds volume. So mixed hair, Asian hair, you'll find that your hair root is lifted up gently. So you get a lot of volume. And again, no chemicals, 100% natural. It's sourced from Morocco. It's dug from the earth at the mountains. And then we mix it with the shampoo paste in it. And the shampoo, again, is natural enough to the point where it's an ingredient that's used in kids' shampoos. So it really just opens up for everyone to really experiment. But it's about simplifying the first step. Wash your hair, get your hair good from the wash, and then figure out what you're going to do next. So that's that one main product.
And then what's your next product that you use? So what do you recommend after you've done your clay product, your clay wash, right? Your paste. Then following that, what is your recommendation?
So, and I'll go back a little bit. So the philosophy or the value or my mission at Curls Defined is to simplify the natural hair care, to really take away that myth that our hair is a challenge. Our hair is hard to manage. So what I created was our 3-step process. So it's literally, and I actually have it here with me, I'll show you. It's literally the wash, which is your mud. That does the first thing that you would need to do. And then you follow up with the leave-in conditioner. So you use the leave-in conditioner today, right? So it's a wash, a leave-in conditioner, and then any styler. So a styler could be a twist cream. A styler could be a gel. A styler could be a butter. So it's a 3-step process that's just very simple. 3 products. You wash, you do your leave-in, and then you style to your choice. So for those of you who maybe want to blow dry your hair, that's your style right there. But it's really the core part would be getting your scalp healthy, getting your hair manageable. And when I say manageable, meaning I have the confidence to go into the shower without dreading or feeling like, man, I have to wash my hair, or, you know, it will be a full day, or I have to go to the salon, right? So it's just really the simplicity of the steps and the simplicity of the, 3 products just makes it 100% easy for anyone to try. And I know I had mentioned to you that, when I do my daughter's hair, easy, no more stress. We're not fighting. There's no 3 days ago, I'm going to wash your hair, I'm taking you to the salon. No, she's like, okay, I'm ready. So it's just making it really, really simple.
Yeah. And I think that's really important. What I really want to ask you too is, as you were coming up with the formula and you were getting into your space there, and doing your research and, sourcing from Morocco and the rest of it, did you find any challenges along the way while you were creating this beautiful brand?
Yeah. So I think the challenges that were out there are, so when we go into our beauty supplies or when we go into our stores, unfortunately, most of the products are created, or the ingredients are created by formulators that are not necessarily able to have that experience. So even if I was doing your hair, I don't necessarily know that field, right? So for myself, I was sourcing products, I would experiment on my hair, right? And I would be able to experiment and see my results or not see the results. So then I began to understand, okay, you know what, this is exactly what I need. So the challenge was there are not that many brands out there that are formulated where the formulas are actually working for our hair. And some of those that are out there, like we have beautiful brands out here. We have Mael, we have Carol's Daughter. Some of these brands are really amazing, but eventually they get sourced out to bigger companies like L'Oreal. So then you lose all of that. So for myself, it's how do I position myself within that brand and find a product that we can own as a Black business, that I'm using on myself that is actually working.
Yeah.
And my personal testimony with me, my customers, and those around me is actually a live thing that's happening. And then I would say that pretty much was the knowledge piece, because once you get the ingredients right and you're testing it, then that's working. But what's the formula for our type of hair?
Exactly. And, you know, and that's the one thing that I have to say is that every time, and like I told you, I think that's a conversation that we had, is that every time when I went natural, you're told, oh, don't use anything that's got sulfates, don't use this, don't use that, don't use this, use this, use this, don't use a... it's overwhelming. And then when you go into the stores to look for the ones that you're looking for, whatever it is, either they have it or they don't have it. Right. So it's very interesting. I love that you're Kenyan. I'm not hitting back at anyone, but you know, I was really trying to figure out like what product I can use that would actually, you know, kind of make my hair, because my hair, you know, sometimes it goes super dry. And I found one coconut based, and then after 3 months, my hair completely rejected it. Like it just started feeling very brittle, like I'm not taking care of it. And I'm like, nah, I'm using my shampoo, I'm using my conditioner. I've got a leave-in that was from, I'm not going to say the brand because I know somebody there. So anyway, so you know, and I was very lost. So this for me, even at the end of the day, like touching my scalp, it just feels beautiful. It really does. And this is not a sell, but it does.
And you know what? I was going to say, well, I think the most interesting thing, so like with the wash, it has what we call, so it has like magnesium, it has silica, it has calcium. So it's actually the ingredients in it are working inside out. And it's just like anything else that you'd either be buying, like, you know, a moisturizer. It's not that it works from the top, right? It's not like you put it in and voila, right? It's you putting it in and how it's working with your body. You know, it goes into your blood system. So with our clay, it actually has what we call an attraction to it. So it naturally will pull out any toxins that are in your system. So any toxins or negative charge that is within your system, within your blood flow, it actually will be able to pull that out. And that's where you get that health of the scalp. So many of our customers love the wash because if you have had a dandruff issue, normally dandruff is dry scalp, but even though it's dry scalp, something's happening within from where the root structure is coming, right? From where the cuticle is growing. Something's going on in there, right? So, and healthy hair at the end of the day, like this staying healthy is because whatever is growing from my root is growing healthy and strong. So if whatever is coming from within the root, which is coming from, you know, eating right, drinking water, doing all those things. But when you're washing your hair, you're also depositing. And the shaft of your hair is also alive. So because the shaft of your hair is alive, all that goodness is either going in. And like you mentioned, like when you're using products that either after you've used it for a long, long time, it stops working, it's because sometimes within the product, there's something that ends up sealing or coating. So I'll use like Vaseline, since we all know what Vaseline is. After a while, even if you put clear water on top, nothing's going to happen, right? Because it's sealed and coated. So the product could still possibly work, but then maybe it's about now going back into the natural, detoxifying the hair, doing a few other things that will then kind of revive that product back to be able to work. So I would say it's really about the understanding and the simplifying of healthy hair, because if it's healthy coming from the root, then you're good to go.
So anything, and that makes a lot of sense because I don't hear a lot of people talking about, you know, like your scalp, you know, and coming from the root and that it has to be healthy because then it magnifies the rest of your hair. And that's the reason why we get to a beautiful voluminous space like your hair. I look at your hair and I'm just like, oh my gosh, will we get there?
You will get there.
Okay, we're going to be one day. We're going to be one day at a time. I'm sure right now my mom is just like, yes, Linda, can you just grow your hair like us? And she doesn't speak like that, poor thing. Mom, I'm sorry. I always do that. Okay, so talk to me about the rest of your product line. I know you mentioned, so you have your hair product line, and you also have your skincare.
Yeah, so we do have within the hair product line. So there's the three, which I would call the foundation, your wash, your leave-in, and your styler. But then within that styler, within the three pack, I would say there's your maintenance, right? So we have amazing deep conditioners. Again, the deep conditioners go back to revive, feed your hair. Those you're using maybe once a month. There's the hair growth oils, like our hair growth oil is really, really amazing. And I was sharing with someone, like for my hair, when I had started, sometimes you're like, do I want to keep my grays? Do I not want to keep my grays? So I started dyeing my grays and my beautiful ash silver hair. And when I started doing that, the color I was using actually really stripped my hair, and I started shedding and getting that breakage. Then I decided, you know what, I really need to own who I am. Let me just really stand in my own truth. This is where I am today, and this is how I'm going forward. And I created and formulated our hair growth oil, and my silver hair, you probably can't see it into the strands of my black, but it really just grows all the way out. So I was able to get back my full crown, which is beautiful. And really, really excited about that because the dryness of hair color sometimes is really damaging. So the hair growth oil, so there's the maintenance part of that. And that's all under Curls Defined. Now under Lukairo Naturals, and the secret is formulating a product is formulating a product. I do have like a face line. So like a face wash, and then we have a moisturizer, and then we have an oil serum. And those are just other parts that as we continue to grow as Curls Defined that we want to really, really expand. My passion at the moment is really just bringing the possibility for women and men to own our own natural hair, right? To move away from that fear of, I have this, and most times I remember you get dressed, you put on makeup, you're looking good, you look at the mirror, you're like, my God, this hair is just killing everything, right? So it's really to put back that confidence in those of us who are wearing our beautiful crowns and being like, you know what, this is who I am, I'm owning this, and it's exactly how I want it to be. And then the other part of it is I have my daughter's 8, and out here in Canada, there's not that much diversity, as you would know. And her friends are Asian, all of them Asian. And it was interesting of the challenge of me having a conversation with her where she wanted silky hair because she could not understand why her hair was not silky. And I did what she asked me to do. I blow dried that hair, I flat ironed that hair just to appease her, and then had to work backwards to bring that like educating piece, like, Sarah, mommy, your hair is beautiful. Your hair can be long. Your hair can be short. Your hair can be straight. Who you are is who you are, right? So really just putting back that confidence in owning our hair. And then and the Lukairo Naturals, I would hope to expand a lot more and really go into other avenues of the whole health and beauty care. But Curls Defined is where we are living at the moment, so that we can really bring people along that journey with us.
I think that's great. I mean, like it has every element of raising a beautiful, strong Black woman. Let's talk about Black empowerment, especially women empowerment. How has this been how has this journey been for you?
Right now I think we're living in a beautiful time. The opportunity for us women to really own who we are and who we can be is actually present at the moment, right? It's not like we have to do the fighting anymore. The fight has been done. Now we just really need to kind of stand into that space and utilize what's available or what has worked in the past to really figure out how to position ourselves, right? So even with like Black owned products, figuring out how do I get myself into a Target or a Walmart or I'm in a beauty supplies, but the beauty supply stores usually are owned by Asians. If you've lived abroad, you'll know that.
Of course.
The beauty supply shop is, you find everywhere, you find everything you need for your hair, but it's owned by an Asian. But how do we as Black-owned businesses or women create a network where we are really creating that space for ourselves to position ourselves to the markets where we are owning these beauty supply stores, right? Where we are educating and empowering those who are coming into our stores to purchase the products, be it my product, be it someone else's product. So the education is there. You know, they're brands, they're big brands that have done research. So I'm starting a business, information is there. What I need to then do is create a space for myself to educate myself and then position myself to then be available for those who are looking to be included, right? 2020 was huge for Black-owned businesses, huge. People wanted to purchase locally, people wanted to support. So the opportunity is there, it's ripe, and we're calling out to, you know, everyone, guys, support us, because we are successful because of you believing in us.
Exactly. And that's super, and that is very important. I mean, like, for anybody who is, you know, trying to position themselves. I mean, like, you already know your market, and you definitely, you know, people need to do their research. They need to see what's around them. You have to understand your, you know, your community, you know, who you're actually targeting. And because you've done so well with this, what has the response been like out there? Because you've done your research, you've positioned yourself, you're growing, you're already in Nairobi. I mean, like, I got my products, you know, delivered to a house, timely manner. So what has the response been from people in Nairobi?
Oh, Nairobi is really, really good. So for myself, Nairobi, so let me first start from this market out here in the foreign market. So for customers who are able to identify with a brand that is supporting the education piece, that's the bottom line, right? Because a lot of products are, the best example I can think of is, like, it's not necessarily like when you think about your face, it's not the washing and the moisturizing, it's more like the makeup, the lipstick. So a lot of the products that we use are more enhancing. So we think of our products as an enhancer versus how do I actually manage my hair? So our brand, because we positioned ourselves from, let's educate you, let's tell you what you need to do in a very simplified manner where you yourself can execute the steps. Let's just take away the whole myth of this doesn't work for me, this works for me, right? It has actually worked because we're starting from the simplifying of how can I use the product? What does the product do? And will it work for me? Just that simple. So when we hit the Kenyan market, what was really exciting is, I'm Kenyan. And no, I don't have any mixed blood. Kikuyu in my hair is Kenyan. Pure Kenyan hair. You know, it's not walalo, it's nothing. And for a lot of people who are able to be like, and how did you get your hair to be that way? Does it really work? And once you use it the first time, the second time, you're like, oh my God, this thing really works. And it's not, you know how you use a chemical, and with a chemical, you're like, okay, I can only use it so much so that I can, it's something that is so natural from the earth that it doesn't matter how many times I use it, I'm just enhancing.
And then switch it off,
Yeah, so I'm just working on building on it. So the Kenya reception has been really, really good. For us now, it's just really coming really strong into the market, being widely available in different, I would say, whether it's in different spots or pretty much how do we become a little bit more available in manufacturing, so that we're cutting the cost for the Kenyans. So it's not so much about us shipping, but it's really about us being able to have the product widely available in all of Kenya. In Nigeria, in Ghana, we are already positioned in those markets. And it does work, and it's simple, and it works for all our hairs. And it's really about embracing your hair, right? So like you saw me rough my hair up a minute ago. So it's not about like, oh my God, I can't touch it. I'm worried about the rain. I'm worried about the weather. It's just about once you understand how to love your hair and manage it yourself, you're good to go. You just do it as you need to do it.
do it as you need to do it. And okay, so and then again, I go back and I look at history, and I look at how healthy and beautiful our ancestors, when they've taken their pictures of how they used to style their hair and how thick and gorgeous it was. They didn't have like, like the completely manufactured, conditioners. I mean, they had, what was coming from the earth, and your clay. Oh my gosh, brilliant, brilliant. I think you're doing really well. I think you're going to do really well. So would you consider getting your products into beautiful boutique hotels and villas?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, for sure. I mean, in beautiful hotels, again, it's a brand, right? So if it works and people love it, you know what? Instead of carrying your package from your house, this hotel carries that. And that's also how we grow, right? Getting ourselves into places where, if you think about a hotel, those who are coming into it might not necessarily be my target market, but whoever then gets the experience of it gets, oh, wow, this is a really good product. So yes, absolutely. I'm open to any avenue that we're able to, engage and grow the business.
And for me, which is the most important, because I, even if I was to do a travel kit, by you, I mean, I would just be like, so once you're coming in, let me tell you what products you can purchase, and you can go home with them. It's yours, whatever. So we need to do something.
Absolutely.
We need to do something. So many people. I mean, like your product is really beautiful. Is there anything else that you would love to add, especially about your about Curl Defined, and about your about anything else with your business that you feel people really need to know?
I would just encourage everyone and really, say, hey guys, we can own our own beauty. And Black hair, African hair, natural hair has its power, right? It's our crown. It's how we show up. Everywhere you walk in, it's how you show up. And just really taking the time to just understand, utilize good products, ask questions. There are brands out there like ourselves that when we're purchasing, there's maybe like, I don't know this. Ask questions, look for brands that are supporting the knowledge piece, because once you have that knowledge, whether it's Curls Defined or another brand, then you're very clear as to how to manage and manipulate your own natural hair. So ask those questions, right. Dig deep and find the pride of carrying your own hair. And on our website, when you visit us on Curls Defined, there's a lot of education on porosity, how the products work, what's the right product, should I use this, should I not use this? So I would say engage yourself in really bringing, like for yourself, now that you're using our products, be inquisitive, engage yourself instead of being like, oh my God, there's hair, which is normally that feeling we all get when we think about, I have to deal with it. Like it's once it clicks and if I have a question, I'll DM that brand and ask them. The markets today, we are responding because you guys are asking questions. Before you would go into the stores and not even know, how do I get a hold of this person? So engage us in the market, ask questions, visit our websites, and on the websites there's a lot of education, but the education
what's
piece
your website?
Is amazing. So it's curlsdefined.com.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah. So
just making sure that everybody has it. Did
Beautiful.
I do it right? Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so curlsdefined.com. Make sure you check her out. Lucy, you're an amazing, stunning, most beautiful, great mother, great Black woman, great Kenyan, great entrepreneur. I mean, and the list goes on. Backbone to our families, So, and you've actually encouraged me to do something. So, and thank you for wearing your black ring. So we're both representing. So the next time you come into Nairobi, I have to make you one for sure.
I will come for mine for sure.
No. So this one exactly. So I definitely.
For sure. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. That's
okay.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah.
But other than that, I really loved having you on board. I feel like I need a part two, especially to deal with your facial products and to really understand your facial products. So I'm going to call this one part one.
Love it. Perfect.
So part two, we will let everybody else know when we're going to do our part two.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes. And body. And don't forget, we have body wash. We have, body cream. So yes, we'll all skin. Perfect. Love it.
I'm in it to win it. I'm about your brand. I don't know if I'll ever fall back into another brand, but from what I experienced this morning, I was just like, okay, I've got something to work with. I know that I have something to work with. And it's gorgeous. Where are you retailing at? What places are you retailing at? Or is it just on you've got stock, if people hit you up online, then you're able to just deliver to wherever they are?
So in Canada, we're in beauty supply stores. So we're in 3 stores, and that's within this market. In the US, we are in Atlanta and we're in California. And if you visit our website, you can actually see the stores and the locations. And then in Kenya, we have actually my sister, Wanja Murithi. So she's the one who's able to source that out, and it's available. I wouldn't tell you exactly where, because my description of where it is in Kenya won't work, but it's available in some salons, right? But I definitely know that they have curlsdefined.ke. And if you visit our website, you'll also be able to see the contact of Kenya and where you can find the retail products in Kenya. So it's under where to find it. Yeah.
Perfect. Wanja, I didn't mean to kick you out. You could have come back in, but that's all right. I'm still sending you love. But it was such a pleasure speaking with you, and I really hope so. Part two, we're doing body, we're doing facial, we're getting into it. We started from the top, and we're gonna get down to business.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah, you did what I did. Yeah. We're very old school at this point. I don't know. It could be the grease in the hair. But I really loved having you, darling. And I look forward to our next conversation, hopefully within this month, before we lose track of my Lucy. From now on, I'll just be like, yeah, Lucy, I know the owner. I'll call her up.
Well, thank you.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, for those of you who want to keep track, definitely visit us on Instagram. So the Instagram is also Curls Defined. And then Facebook is also Curls Defined. So no, I will not be letting anybody lose track. We shall keep up together.
Exactly. Hold up. I need to put that up so that I can do IG and Facebook. All right. So put it in. Okay. So there we go.
Girls Defined. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and I'm going to have a beautiful evening. And to everybody who's been watching, please share with all your friends who, have beautiful natural hair, those who are thinking about going natural, and just those who really like luxury, because this is such a good, feel good product. I mean, her products are feel good. So, all right, I'm done. I think it's been a long day. This Diani heat is for but sending you love and ciao, my darling.
So much. All right, take care. Goodbye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.